Welcome back to Boston's End of the Chat. George Balekji, Travis Thomas here, rocking with you guys. That is. Shout out our guy Toby. Shout out Jenny on the ones and twos, our producer Ethan. And shout out to every year, I think, my favorite 2 days of being in Boston. That's the Jimmy Fund. It's going to be on August 18th and 19th this season. If you guys don't know what it is, raising money to beat cancer. All the proceeds go to the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, one of the best institutes in the world for cancer treatment and all the work they're doing to find a cure. So Rob Gronkowski last night held an event, Pickle for a Purpose. You know I love pickleball.
Absolutely.
And you know I love the mission to beat cancer.
Yes.
I caught up with him and Julian Edelman. Here's me catching up with the now Patriots Hall of Famer, former Super Bowl MVP, Julian Edelman at the event, talking some Dana-Farber and talking some Patriots offense. Julian, good playing out there, man.
Yeah, it was fun. These guys are out here taking it real serious, as we were. But the doctors that are battling all this cancer, fighting and beating cancer, beat the crap out of us.
Is that humbling at all? Super Bowl MVP gets his butt kicked by doctors?
Not at all, man. This is, I mean, I don't play this sport. I haven't played since last year here. And, these guys, they know the technique and they're good. And, it was just fun to go out there and compete.
So now you retired, you're away from Boston, you always come back though. Why is it important to come back for pickleball with a purpose, to help out Gronk and help out Dana-Farber?
Well, I mean, I've been around this community now for like 16 years and lived here for 13. And it's been such a huge part of my life, this community, to do anything I can to help the community and, raise money for cancer research and beating this cancer for all these kids. I mean, that's huge. I've been working with these guys for a long time, crossing paths in a whole bunch of different events. And there's so many great things in this city that promote these types of things that, it's cool to be a part of.
What impact has working with Dana-Farber, volunteering there, experiencing the Jimmy Fund, what impact has that left on you?
I mean, it's huge. I mean, it gives you a perspective. When you go in and you see a kid who's sick and, you've been told that they haven't had any hope or anything, and if you could do something to make them smile or not think about what they're going through, that's priceless, And, I always tell them tough times don't last, tough people do, and you always got to believe. And, it impacts me as much as, they say it impacts the kids.
And what Dana-Farber's doing is amazing. It's helping everyone around the world to find a cure for cancer. How has cancer affected you during your life?
I mean, I lost a cousin at a young age. She was like 19. Everyone's been hit by this horrific thing. It's definitely hit me and my family. So anytime you can go out and raise money for research against it, it's not about being, it's kind of like you always got to be prepared for it. That whole thing. It's like football. The more you could prepare, and with these kind of foundations, you're raising money to research these things to prepare for the inevitable, because this thing's not going away. Hopefully, they can find something that does.
And for every time we get around this time of year, there are people that are on the fence. Do I donate? Do I not? If you could look at the camera and tell someone why they should donate to the Jimmy Fund, to Dana-Farber, can you do that?
Yeah, everyone should go out and donate as much as they possibly can that they can afford, because it raises money for something that affects a lot of people in every family that you know. It's been, it's been affected them. So be generous, be willing. And open up your pockets to go out and give as much as you guys can, because it's going for a great cause.
And to focus a little on the Patriots now, what's it like being a wide receiver, learning that Josh McDaniels offense? We see this room is kind of redone a little bit. We see guys that want to bounce back after a tough rookie season. Kyle Williams comes in. What are the challenges, but what does that system do to make wide receivers so successful, like it did for you, Danny, Chris, Rob, all these guys?
Well, the challenge comes in, being able to digest the formations, the personnel groups. There's a lot of stuff that you have to digest, and I'm sure Josh, he's going to taper it around to what the guy's strengths are. That's always a great thing. But there is going to be a learning process, because it's a great thing for a receiver to go into an offense where you don't run the same play against the same coverage. That same play could be a different route depending on the coverage you're seeing, and they do a great job of coaching you up, and they're going to be able to scheme you open and scheme great one-on-ones. It's about them being able to, process that information, take it in, and be able to be on the same quarterback or same page as a quarterback. So, they got a young quarterback. They got a new group of receivers. I'm sure Josh is going to give them what they can handle, and that's the good thing about having a guy like him. He's going to open up and make complex things feel simple, but it's going to be up to them to be able to digest it and go out and execute it.
And what worked for you to find that chemistry, find that connection with Tom Brady, and to thrive in that system? What's important for a receiver and a quarterback connection, especially with a young QB like Drake May?
Easy reps, time on task. Tom didn't trust me until like my third year, and he was forced to. And I put in a lot of hours just to catch his balls, because when you're throwing with the quarterback, regardless if it's with the team in a 7-on-7, in an individual drill, or away from the facility, you guys are learning each other's habits. He's learning your body language, in and out of cuts. You're learning what he likes, what he doesn't like. And that's how the communication should be, when you're working together. And that's how you gain chemistry and you get on the same page. It's rep after rep after rep. And it's continual reps because there's constant evolution in coverage and what you're going to be installing. So I would just say reps.
And want to end with this. You've seen your former head coach kind of take headlines in a weird way. Have you given him any advice? Hey, coach, wrap it in, kind of bring it together. Keep the main thing the main thing?
No, I don't have any advice. That's on him.
Edelman saying that's on him at the end. Great interview. Awesome dude. Gave me a great time. Hell of a pickleball player for playing it once a year. He was not happy I asked him about it.
Well,
I don't blame him.
You had to ask.
Yeah. No, 1,000%. I asked him, Rob Gronkowski, Rob Ninkovich. I asked all of them, and they all answered. They were good dudes. And after that, too, I talked to him a little bit. Great guy. I just see the frustration in his former players' eyes.
Sure.
That the guy that told me, keep it to football.
Right.
Keep it professional.
No distraction.
Don't give the media anything. Is allowing all this BS to happen, and I have to answer about him?
Sure.
That's what I see in those eyes from Edelman. He was not happy, and he was like, I got no advice. That's on him.
You had to ask a question. You're a consummate professional.
Yeah, he was great.
The question you asked that I loved was, how has cancer personally affected you? I think that's such an important question. And everyone, all of us, have dealt with it. Unfortunately, in my case, too close to home, right? With my father and my wife dealing with this. So, I'm glad you asked that, and I loved his answer on it, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, what they do at Dana-Farber is amazing. Right. I've lost an uncle, I've lost an aunt within the last 4 years to cancer, and it was really hard. It was my mom's baby sister. And what they do at Dana-Farber is amazing. We have a friend in Chuck Straven who's still battling. He wasn't supposed to be around to see his daughter get married, and he is, because of what they do at Dana-Farber.
Shout outs to Chuck, man.
So that's why I want everyone to remember, and same thing, man. I'm with you every day. I love you. I love your wife. And any way you can support it. And you don't have to be an NFL player and donate a lot of money. If you got $50, if you got $5.
Whatever.
There's different levels of what it helps with the treatment, so do that. Now here's Rob Gronkowski hosting the event, man of the people. He was out there kicking some butt playing pickleball. Here's Gronk, me talking with him about his event and Dana-Farber.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool, appreciate it, and I'll get you on there. Good, Blaines? Cool. All right, Gronk, we know about all the fundraising you do, Gronk Nation Youth Foundation, Gronk Playground, now Pickle for a Purpose. What makes all of this so important for you to do so much off the field?
Well, I love to give back to the kids because I had such a great childhood growing up. I had 4 brothers to compete against all my friends. I had access to parks. I had access to the equipment that I needed. Even though there was holes in the equipment for my brothers using it and they were all hand-me-downs, it didn't matter. I had access to it to be able to go out on the field and compete. And that's what it's all about. And that's why the Gronk Nation Youth Foundation was formed, to give kids that are less fortunate, that aren't in those situations, and give them the chance to succeed, to be able to go out to playgrounds, to be able to go out to fields, go out to Pop Warner games and participate and be led on the right path.
And why combine pickleball for you with raising money? What drove you to pickleball of all sports?
Well, pickleball's cool. It's easy. You know, I don't like those contact sports anymore. I did enough contact sports in my life. I still feel it a couple bit, but it's a good workout. It's a good sweat. And I teamed up with the Jimmy Fund. It was actually the Jimmy Fund that came up with the idea to, you know, throw a pickleball event and raise money. So half the proceeds here goes to Jimmy Fund. The other half go to the Gronk Nation Youth Foundation. And just thank you to all the teams that raised, you know, all the money. You know, that's who, you know, raised the money. That's where the money's coming from, to the Jimmy Fund and Gronk Nation Youth Foundation, or to the top fundraising teams that are here to compete versus myself and Julian. It's a fun event. Ex-players come out, my friends come out, and it's cool, man. It's just fun to play, get a sweat in, listen to music.
And I know over your 9 years in New England, you were the guy on Tuesdays that would go to the PR office. Hey, what do you need me to do? What charity can I help with? Yep. What impacted Jimmy Fund and Dana-Farber? What impacted that leave on you during your time in Boston?
Yeah, I mean, well, first off, it started with the Patriots and the Patriots Charitable Foundation, you know, just showing us the right direction to give back, you know, to the community. And then the Jimmy Fund and Dana-Farber, they're a huge part of Boston. They're a big part of the Patriots as well, just overall. So I'm done playing, just to team up with just the great people. You know, it just happened, you know, it wasn't like a coincidence. It happened for a purpose. It wasn't like forced or anything. I just ran into the people from the Jimmy Fund, and we became friends, and then that's where it all kicked off.
And how has cancer impacted you in your life that makes this mission with Dana-Farber, the Jimmy Fund, so important to you?
You know, where cancer has really impacted my life, I never really, very fortunate to never really have anyone like super close to me. Well, there has been like high school, a couple friends, but they all beat it. But like what really makes impact on me when I see someone with cancer is when I visit the Boston Children's Hospital, man, and you see 4-year-olds, you know, that are just trying to survive, that have a severe case of cancer, and just to go there and put a smile on their face. So it's the kids that you see that are struggling, that you know, make you want to, you know, do events like this and raise money for the Jimmy Fund.
And whenever the Jimmy Fund rolls around, there's some people that are on the fence with donating. If you go look to the camera and tell someone why they should donate to the Jimmy Fund and Dana-Farber, can you do that?
Yeah, they should definitely donate to the Jimmy Fund and Dana-Farber, because there's a lot of people out there struggling, especially kids, and you want these kids to succeed. They're our future. They're our generation in the upcoming. So donate. It's a write-off as well. So that's important, you know, that can play a factor, you know, and it's for a good cause. And we're working too. We're building a sweat up. We're hustling out here on the courts, and it's not like you're just donating to the Jimmy Fund. They're doing it, and they're putting the money where it needs to go, you know, to the right places.
And last one I'll end with, have you given any advice to Bill about handling with the stuff he's dealing with his girlfriend? Have you spoken to him?
He needs some good PR, and if he came to this event, it'd be great PR for him that he's raising money for the Jimmy Fund. So he needs to come to my events, and that would be great for his image, coming to all my events.
Send him straight to, hey man, get it in check.
Hey, I'll send him to you. I feel like you know how to get him in check. I feel like you got a technique down right now.
For sure. Rob, appreciate it, man. Have fun today. Kick some butt.
Thank you very much.
Oh, he just made your whole life with that, dog. The way you was cheesing when he's, I'll send Bill to you. You look like you can get him straight. George was like, yes, Gronk, keep talking. Keep going. Yes.
Bill knows he doesn't want this. If this guy was right here, I would not give a damn, bro. I would not give a damn.
What'd you say to Jordan Hudson, though? It ain't Bill who you got to talk to.
I got to talk to him. Dude, it's the same thing when your boy or your girlfriend, whoever, is dealing with a bad partner. My issue isn't them. It's you allowing it. Someone I care about allowing this to happen. I don't care about Bill like that.
Facts.
Guy was a jerk his whole career.
Gronk loves you, bro.
That's my guy, man. Second time I've interviewed him. He's awesome. It was great what he was doing. Hey, dude, that event also is out Bosie in Natick Mall indoor pickleball place.
Nice.
So basically what it does, you create a team, you fundraise. And like Gronk would play with Julian. Julian didn't step out. He played with Nink. Gronk played like 10 straight pickleball games. Non-stop. Thing about him, bro, he's about that business. You're going to pay to play pickleball with Gronk, he's going to play pickleball with you.
I saw the sweaty shirt, bro. He was about that life.
Awesome, dude.